Hello my friends, today we're gonna talk about all the bugs or nerfs that we got in the latest update. First, I think the biggest issue is a lot of people purchased Fire God Liu Kang packs during the maintenance because there was a break. From what I've heard, there was a break for like maybe 5-10 minutes, not important for how long. The point is, a lot of people, as soon as they saw that the game is working, they rushed in and bought a bunch of Fire God Liu Kang packs. And some people pulled Fire God Liu Kang, but after the maintenance was officially over, my guess is that they restored all the profiles to the moment before the maintenance started. And which probably caused a lot of people who bought the packs during the maintenance to not have Fire God Liu Kang anymore. And that is a big issue. And from what I see, the support has been solving it, but there is one problem. So whoever bought, let's say you bought 2 packs of 2 Fire God Liu Kang packs during the maintenance, and you got 2 Fire God Liu Kangs, you got super lucky. And then after the maintenance, they will not restore your Fusion 1 Fire God Liu Kang, but they will credit 2 Fire God Liu Kang packs to your account, which means you will have to roll the dice again. And you might not even get another Fire God Liu Kang from those 2 packs. You will just have 2 free packs to open. Now, what do I think about this? Is it fair? Because you can look at this from 2 different ways. One way is that you got lucky the first time, and you got unlucky the second time. Of course, you're gonna be pissed. But there's also a lot of people who got unlucky the first time they bought, but then they got lucky from the packs that were refunded to their account. So, what do you do about this? I don't think there's a way for them to see what you got from those packs, because during the server maintenance, they probably weren't monitoring or backing up accounts. They basically just froze everything and just re-rolled it back to what it was. It's their mistake. Let's first of all say this. It's totally their mistake that they allowed this break in the maintenance before it was over for people to get into the game and make those purchases. There is no denying that they shouldn't have done that. If the maintenance wasn't over and the server wasn't stable and they knew that they were gonna re-roll the accounts back to what it was, they shouldn't have let people purchase anything. It's definitely their fault. So they did refund all the packs, or at least they're working on it. They are returning, but they are not returning the actual characters that you got, and I don't think there is a way for them to do this. What would be the good way to solve it? Like, anybody can just message them and said, "Oh, I bought 2 packs. See here, I got Fire God Liu Kang from both of them," and they're just supposed to believe you. In my opinion, the good way to do it would be, yes, to believe people and just give them the amount of Fire God Liu Kangs they claimed they had. As long as they can verify that they bought that amount of packs. People might lie. People will lie. I'm sure 99% of people will lie about how many Liu Kangs they got. But that's not their fault. That's developers' fault for letting this happen. So they might as well take a bullet, bite the bullet, and just give people Liu Kangs. That's the only way to make everyone happy, in my opinion. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I know it feels really bad when you got him first time, but got him taken away from you and then get a bunch of golds as a compensation. It just doesn't feel nice. So, okay, that's one issue. That's my opinion, but I don't think anybody cares in NetherRealm what my opinion is. Maybe they do. Maybe they watch this video and decide to do what I just said. I don't know. Anyway, this is one issue. Then there's another issue. There was a few characters that got severely nerfed. Starting with Dead Jade. If we go to the collection and find Dead Jade, before she had 100% chance to get a shield on her special too. Right now, let's read her passive. she has 40% chance to get a ghost shield. Now, honestly, I haven't seen a single person being positive about this change. I watched Man's video when he basically said that Dead Jade used to be the best Jade in the game, and she is now pretty much useless, like went to the worst Jade. Now every single Jade is chance based. Well, isn't everything in this game chance based? First of all, we have to acknowledge that Dead Jade was extremely broken. I know it felt good to destroy maxed out tower bosses using her special too. With 100% chance, you could basically maintain it 100% of the time. 90% of the time, you could maintain the shield, absolutely destroying the bosses that would attack you and kill themselves. And it would work at Fusion Zero even. Like, don't you think it's a little bit broken when Fusion Zero character can single-handedly destroy insane bosses in the Fatal Tower? It just doesn't feel right. It seemed like she was broken. She needed a nerf. And she got one. But the question is it a fair nerf? I totally agree that her special 2 should have been nerfed in some way. But I don't agree that this is the best way to do it. The way I would have done it is that instead of introducing this randomness in her special 2, and pretty much making her useless, okay, not useless, but at lower fusions. Now if her shield doesn't trigger, she's dead. That's how it works. So she's pretty much gonna be useless for destroying bosses now. What I would have done is make it dependent on a fusion. The amount of damage that she can reflect. If she's Fusion 0, make her reflect, I don't know, 50% of the damage instead of 100, and then scale it up. At Fusion X, she would reflect all the damage. At Fusion 0, she would reflect half the damage, and all the other fusions in between just spread out the damage. This way, it would make sense, because, like, why is her damage dependent on her fusion, but not this ability strength? Because it's like, it's something that the more health you have, the stronger your character is. Theoretically and logically, the more damage she should be able to reflect. So, if they did it this way, I think at least people who managed to max her out would still enjoy the same benefits she provided before. But it would be impossible to do the same thing at lower fusions. The lower your fusion is, the harder it would be to take down bosses like you used to be able to. I think this would make it so this Jade is still viable in this aspect, but you would need to work hard to get her to a higher fusion. The way she's right now, even at Fusion X, I don't think she's viable to defeating bosses anymore. I don't like the nerfs that take 100% to a 0. You should take 100% and bring it down to maybe 50%. This way, the randomness in her special attacks... I mean, there is still a chance you're gonna get a perfect run when the shield will trigger every single time. So it will just take you more tries to beat the battles. This is not even the problem. The bigger problem is that there are certain battles that are pretty much impossible to beat without Dead Jade. Like, imagine the battle in Shirai Ryu Tower. I think it was battle 160. There was no way to beat Shang Tsung. It was just extremely broken and overpowered battle. The only way was to beat him was to use Dead Jade. I mean, there was other ways to use Treacherous Tanya. Or to use classic Ermac, like draining through another character strategy. I have some videos on it. The point is, there was no way to defeat the battle normally, like by just fighting and dealing damage. It was impossible. Dead Jade was one of the only solutions that people could use to beat that battle. If they fix all the boss battles and make them possible to beat in other ways, then I don't see this as a problem. I agree that Jade needed a nerf, and maybe if there wasn't any impossible battles, this wouldn't be that much of a deal. Anyway, I agree that she needed a nerf. I just don't agree the way they implemented it. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you have a better idea how to implement Dave the Dead Jade nerf without completely destroying her, making her useless. Now, Dave the Dead Kitana's nerf. Now, that is honestly something that I actually think that she used to work like this before, but then they broke her at some point and make her regeneration stack. And also her regeneration would trigger at Revenant, which I'm pretty sure wasn't like that from the very beginning. I think it started happening like a few updates ago. So you would get regeneration on Revenant and on the kill. But if you think about it, it's not that big of a deal because her regeneration is only useful when you're fighting some strong teams. Otherwise, like if you're fighting a weak team where you can like one combo a character, it doesn't really matter if you get one regeneration or two regenerations at a time. It only matters if you're fighting some strong enemies that can deal strong damage to you. And in that case, you probably will not kill them close enough to each other that it will make much of a difference. I mean, you might die close enough to... I mean, is that really that big of a nerf? I still think that Dave the Dead Kitana, even with this nerf, is extremely useful in survival, in some towers where you need a lot of healing. It's just, she's still amazing. The fact that her regeneration doesn't stack maybe nerfs her slight, but it doesn't even, in my opinion, it just fixes her. It makes sense. It shouldn't happen. Like, why would you get regeneration on Revenant and on kill? It's like you get two regenerations out of one character. So, I mean, I totally support this nerf. I think it balances the character out. And guys, remember you've been complaining that they're not doing, like, they're not balancing the game. Now they are. They nerfed two of the most broken characters in the game. Makes total sense. And they buffed the Kotal Kahn. I actually haven't played Kotal Kahn yet. And also I heard they nerfed Liu Kang special too. Now what is that all about? I don't like that. Leave my Liu Kang alone. I'm gonna try. I haven't played classic Liu Kang yet. I actually want to try and see. Man was talking something about that his special 2 is still bugged. But what does it mean still bugged? I've been using him in the previous tower and I didn't see any problems. They changed his combo ender, so now you can't chain your special 2 to the combo ender. But honestly, that makes sense because no other character can do that, and it was kind of broken. So again, it's not that big of a deal. Let me check Kotal Kahn first of all, and classic Liu Kang. Also, it looks like Cyrex Triber characters got some nerf, or maybe a bug, probably something got broken. MK11 Scorpion got a little bit slower, which, okay guys, he was the fastest character in the game. Making a fastest character in the game a little bit slower sounds like a decent balancing change to me. They also buffed one of the lowest, one of the worst characters in the game. So I don't know. I don't see what all the complaints are about. All right, let's check this out. Let's see what my Kotal Kahn is now capable of. Are we gonna? Is it a new meta? We need a diamond Kotal Kahn now. So he's supposed to have an insane special one. How am I missing? I'm not blind. Alright, let's see this. Whew! That's a lot of damage. Alright. I mean, this Kotal Kahn is probably not affected because he has a different special attack. Wow, this actually felt like less damage than this special one. Look at it. Uh-oh. Alright, let's see this. Let's see this damage. Damn, that's a lot of damage. Alright, let's see what's wrong with Kotal Kahn, with Liu Kang. Special 2. Damn! I don't know, what's wrong with what's wrong with classic Liu Kang? Let me Google it. Maybe I'll find something wrong with him. I don't understand. What's the problem? Classic Liu Kang works just fine for me. I don't understand. Let's try special 1.
Run away.
He is still the best character in the game. No doubt! Even though the new Fire God Liu Kang is amazing, I think this guy still deserves the best character in the game spot. Look at it. Look at that special 2. Oh my god! No gear on him. Wait, does he have gear on him? He might have some gear on him. Okay, he has gear on him, but no damage gear. He just demolished the entire team. Get wrecked, son. I don't know.
You are not focused.
Liu Kang works fine for me, so I love the new special 1 on Kotal Kahn. Definitely see some improvements. Again, in my opinion, none of the nerfs are super terrible. Most of them make sense. I would make them a little bit differently, but the point is they're balancing the game. They're doing something. They're making worst characters better, and they're making overpowered characters less reasonable, so more reasonable. So I don't know. I think it's a good change. Let me know in the comments what do you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Click subscribe not to miss the next one, and goodbye.